friends, it's Sarah at Crochet.With.Coffee and welcome to our Monday chat. So today I have a couple things that I want to show you and a couple things that I finished that I want to share with you too. So I spoke about this I think last Monday, the last Monday episode. I was making this this granny square blanket because I found the yellow section here. I thrifted those at a thrift store and I wanted to add to it. So I added that orange and the brown. So I added that, and that is the finished blanket. It's a small, like, little lap blanket, but what I made it for was to put on the back of this chair. So I'm going to do that. But what I did was, last time I shared with you a book that had, from a book written by Edie Ekman, and she had a book about borders. So that's what I did on this one, is I made one of her borders, and I'll put what number it was. I can't remember off the top of my head, and I didn't bring the book in here, but I'll put what border it was that I used for this one. But it is singles and double triples, and that's what it's made up of. But you can see it. So you've got your singles, your double triples, which are really long, and then your singles again. So I finished that one. So I finished that, and I'm so excited because now I have a nice little chair cover. It was up all the way. I have a nice little chair cover because the back of that chair was just boring. So I finished that one. So very happy with the outcome. I love the colors. Super excited about it. And another thing I did was when I crochet in the living room, I take pictures of what I'm doing and I'll post it on Instagram, or sometimes I use it for pictures that I add to these videos. And I realized a lot of the time I'm wearing sweatpants, and we don't need sweatpants in those pictures because it's not nice. It's not pretty. It's not, it's just not pretty in pictures. So I decided to make this cute little lap throw. It is square. It could be used as a baby blanket. It's baby blanket size. It's 25 squares. Very, very simple design. I did the zipper join. If you need any help on different joins, I do have a video that shows several different kinds of joins if you're interested in checking that out. And then I just did just continued the granny stitch all the way around the border, or for the border after that. So it's a nice little background for things. As I'm crocheting, you can see the background instead of my sweatpants. So figured that was nice, a nice little addition to my living room crocheting backdrop there. So I made that, and I used a pattern from this book. So this book I thrifted. I did look online to see if it was available online, and I do believe that it was available on eBay, possibly Amazon. But it was this book, the pattern. I can't show you the book, the pattern part, but this was that is the design. So it's made for a baby blanket, but it was supposed to be more squares. They wanted you to make 63 squares. So it was going to be a larger size. It was going to be 28 inches by 35 inches. And what it's made up of is the center. You do your doubles with chains in between, and then you do a popcorn stitch around, and then you do the granny stitch around there. So that's how that one is built. But if you want that book with the different patterns, I mean, there's a lot of nice blanket patterns in there. But I believe you can find that one on eBay. I don't know who else has it, but if you're interested in that. And also check your thrift stores, because there's a lot of nice older books. That one was written in 96, so it is a little bit older, but you can always, I mean, you can find a lot of nice things at the thrift store as far as books go. Little pamphlets, you know, a lot of different crocheted goodies. So always check there. That's where I found that one. Okay, so the next thing that I have, the next item I wanted to show you, I did make this one a while ago. It was a point that I was into all these bright colors. Since then, I have really gravitated more towards the like the oranges and like burnt orange, browns. I love those colors. But I did for a time really like the bright colors, but I never wore them because I love to look at them, but then I realized I don't like to wear them. So I stopped making wearables in these colors. But this design is by MJ, the MJ Designs. I have everything I'm mentioning that is an online pattern. I have that listed in the description, so you can go visit that and check those out. So this is a written pattern called Lacy Spring Cardigan. It is super comfy. It is, you can see these stitches up close. So it's like a granny stitch where there's 3 doubles together, but it's almost made in like a zigzag, like at an angle. You see that? That pink is just at an angle there. So this one is called the Lacy Spring Cardigan by MJ. I made it in the mandala ombre yarn in the color Happy. I think I used, I want to say 2 or 3 skeins. I can't remember for sure how many I used because it was a while ago that I made it. But she does have a YouTube video for this. I think it's a size small or medium on there. And then she also has the pattern on Ravelry, which is the one that I got. It was a $10 pattern. And then I also added this gray. I think it was another mandala ombre that I had with the gray that I had left over for the seams. But what you do is you make it in 2 separate panels. So this sleeve and the back and front, that's one panel. And you make 2 of those, and then you seam it up the back after you do a little border there. So that's this one. Very fun to make. It was a really nice, easy pattern. I love her patterns. She always has such nice designs. But I think I would like to remake this one in the colors that I like to wear, like the fall colors and such. But I just can't give this one away because I love it so much. I love the colors. I love to look at it. And maybe someday I'll need something that's bright colored and I'll have this to wear. So there's that one. And the other cardigan. So I'm working on another cardigan as well right now. And this one is by Rachel at Evelyn and Peter Crochet. And I have made another cardigan of hers I'll have to share with you another time. I believe it was I'll put it on the screen for you when I can look it up, but I think it's like Cozy Mug cardigan or something like that. And I'll show you that one another time, what I did with that one. But that was a really, really fun pattern. So I knew that this other one was going to be really fun of hers too. So this one is made up of, you do the back panel, you do the 2 front panels and the 2 arms. And you start with the ribbing on the bottom, and then you work your way up in those panels, and then you attach them later. And I'm sure you can guess what colors I am making this out of. They're fall colors. So this is one of the sleeves. And so it is made up of singles and doubles. Here she shares how to do that. And then these spaces are all half doubles, and she shares how to do that as well. And I have a YouTube video that you can go check that out too. And I believe she has written pattern too on her blog, so I'll make sure I link that as well. But then we've got the cuffs, and it's single crochet in the back loop only for the cuffs and the ribbing. It's so pretty. And then so you do the ribbing first, and then you attach your color and continue the rest of that piece. So that's the sleeve. I decided to do this one almost like a patchwork almost, with 3 different colors. So I have an orange, a brown, and a yellow. So this is the front panel, and this one comes with the design with pockets. You can skip the pockets if you don't like it or you don't want it, but I decided to do the pockets a different color so that when you're wearing it, you see that little pop of color. I love it. I am using the Lion brand, you get it? Last time I called it the wrong name. All right, so the Heartland yarn. So I am using the color, I'm using that color. Not sure how you say it. I can't say names. Using that one, I have this one there. And okay, so for the yellow, there is a Heartland in a yellow color, which is called Bryce Canyon. But I didn't use that one because you see how these two have like a textured color where it's like a tan and a brown in this one, and this one is orange, and it's got a little bit of like a brownish orange in there. And then I looked at this one, and I guess if you really look close, you can see that it has the yellow and a little bit of a brown tint of yellow in there. But I wanted this to have a little bit more of like difference, like this one, like that, I don't know, like that twist of color in there. So there's another Lion brand, Basic Stitch, and this one, the color is Golden Heather. And you can see that one definitely has that color difference in there. So this is almost like a brown and a gold mixed together. And I just thought that that went so much better than this one. Maybe it's just me, but I really liked that difference in that color. So it is all Lion brand. It's all a 4-weight worsted yarn. And I just wanted to put this one in instead. So it is Heartland. The pattern does call for Heartland yarn. So that's what I did with that for the most part, except the little pop of yellow. I did that other yellow. I do have my little kitty. I know I showed this to you guys during my yarn room video, and I still haven't decided what I want to name him yet, but I move him around. I don't know if you spy or if you can see him when in my videos, but I move him around. My mom got him for me at a craft fair that she went to. She thought it looked like my cat because my cat's all fun colors like that. So I move him around in different places all the time. But anyway, back to the cardigan. So this is the front panel, one of the front panels with that little pocket there. And this is my other front panel. So I did a little bit of a different color. So it's going to be all brown on this side, and then this one has the stripes. It's got the same little pocket there. Can't wait to wear this. I'm almost done because I'm still working on the back. I did start the back with a different color. I'll show you a picture because there's some yarn that I wanted to use. But it was way thicker than the Heartland yarn, so it wasn't working out. But I finished the entire back panel and one of the front panels, and then I had to frog it. I was so bummed out. But I'm still working on the back panel, and then I'm totally done. But this is the other sleeve. So I've got all the colors through that. So I've got one solid brown sleeve, one yellow sleeve, a mixed front panel, a solid brown panel, and the back I'm doing orange so I'm going to do, the back panel is all going to be orange for the main color, and then all the stripes are going to be the yellow on the back panel. So it's like a Franken sweater. But very excited about that one. I can't wait to wear it. It's going to be nice and cozy. And so that is that one. Let's see, what else do I have to share with you today? Okay, so this one is another one that I made a while ago, but I came across it the other day and I wanted to share it with you because it is such a neat design. This is a makeup bag. Isn't that so cute? All right, so this design is by Bruna, and I have the YouTube video for you. I also have her Instagram. It is such a cute pattern. You make this in a panel, and I'll put the picture on the screen so you can see it. But you make it in a panel, and you just fold it up, sew it together, and you add this zipper so you can use that as a little travel bag, a makeup bag. You could line it if you wanted to. I do want to make more of these because I really, really love it. And so that is what mine looks like. So it is just made up of a bunch of little grannies. She does a nice little granny square design, and then she adds the side panels to it just to give that really neat look. She does like solid stripes on the side, but I just did, I got bobby pins hooking up. I just used a bunch of scraps, so I had a nice little design there. And that's what I did with that one. So a great little bag. I love it. When we travel, I take that with me, and I always forget about it because we don't travel a whole lot. But I came across it the other day, and I wanted to share that with you because it's so fun. And it's quick and easy. Very cute. And, okay, so I finished my socks, my knit socks. And I actually gave these to my daughter. I had to steal them for the video so that I could show you guys. But so she was so excited to get these. You can see the difference. This was my first sock, and this is my second sock. I figured out better tension. So these are a knit pattern. This is my first knitted pair of socks. So proud of myself. But yeah, so I had a fun time. This was a pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady. It's her vanilla sock pattern. And this is worked from the cuff down. And you work the heel and then you join. There's terms for it. I'm not going to attempt the different terms because I'm going to mess them up. But it's heel flap and I want to say gusset, but I don't know if I'm saying that right. So anyway, you do the heel and then you attach that and then you work the rest of the foot and then you do the toe. So you do decreases in the toe and just work your way up and then you close up the toe and you're done. So that was a lot of fun. I had a blast with that. I tried them on. They're really comfy. But yeah, so that was my first attempt at socks. And so I decided to try another pair. I know that I told you guys I was going to take a break from knitting for a while after I finished my Ariana cardigan that had the all the knitted trim to it. And I had just finished the socks, or was working on the socks, and I told you guys that I was really tired of knitting and I was ready to get back to crochet. And primarily that's true, but I missed having my porch knitting project because I sit on my back porch and I knit for like an hour, or I sit out there and do a project for an hour just so I can get some sun. And it was, I missed my little box of sock knitting. So I decided to start another pair. This one, don't tell I'm going to make these for my mom. But this one, I decided to do a toe up design. And I cannot remember the designer, but I'll put it down on the screen so you can reference that if you're interested. I'll put it in the description. But this one is a toe up. So I want to do the opposite and go toe up instead of cuff down. So it's nice and stretchy. I am using a yarn that I thrifted. It's a Premier yarn. It originally came from Hobby Lobby, but I got it for $1 at the thrift store. I have 2 of them. So they are going to be making these socks. It's really pretty colorway. But yeah, I'm excited. I really like how it's going so far. I'm in the groove. Like I've got the rhythm going. I feel like I'm doing pretty good with it. But you know, it's just a nice, calm, relaxing thing to do while I'm getting some sun in the morning. So anyway, that's been a really fun project that I've really enjoyed. It's just kind of brainless. I don't need to think about it because when I'm doing my crochet stuff and I'm following a pattern, I have to bring all my stuff out. And then, you know, whatever, that little box is just really nice to take in and out of the house. So that is all that I have for patterns or for things that I have been making. But I did go yarn shopping a little bit today. So I have some yarn I wanted to show you. I went to Michael's and I went to Hobby Lobby. I don't know how you guys are doing without Joanne, but I am struggling because that was my yarn place. I mean, we went from Joanne having like 5, 6, 7 aisles of yarn. When I worked there, we expanded, 2 aisles of yarn, and then it was wonderful. I loved it. And there was such a huge variety of yarn, and it makes me so sad now. And shopping in person in Michael's and Hobby Lobby, they have such a small selection, and it makes me so sad. So tell me how you guys are doing without Joanne, because I am sad. I hate it. Because I feel like I don't know what I'm doing with myself anymore. I'm like, where do I get yarn? Where do I shop? I mean, there's online, but it's also, I feel like sometimes the colors aren't exactly what the screen is showing. You know, sometimes the colors on the screen aren't the same color as the yarn when you get it. The feel is off. I mean, there's a huge variety, but sometimes, I mean, especially if you're trying to match colors together, when you're holding up a skein against another skein, you can tell if it's what you want. But if it's online, it might look nice online, but then you get it and it doesn't look. So yeah, tell me how you guys are doing, because I'm struggling and I just feel sad when I go yarn shopping. It's just like, well, I wish I could go to Joann. Anyway, all right, so Hobby Lobby and Michaels. So I did post, I think it was a short on some different Michaels yarn that I saw, and they had a sale this week. It was not a great sale. You know, if you're used to the Joann sales that they had all the time, this one was, I think, it was a buy one, get one half off, so like 25% off a skein. And that's better than having to continue going back and using a 30% off coupon every time you go for one item. So at Michael's, I got this macchiato, a Karen macchiato cake. And it is in the color Blazing Sunset. It's so pretty. I love it. So the thing with these yarns from Michaels, I have a pattern that I came across for pumpkins. Love pumpkins. I love that we're getting into the fall decorations because, you know, fall colors are my favorite. I am so excited. So I came across these cute pumpkins that have a bright fall color mixed with white. And I'll put a picture up so you guys can see, but it is by Bruna K Designs. I love her stuff too. She has amazing designs, but she had this design. I'll give you the website because this is a written pattern. I don't think she has a video for it yet, but I will link that for you so that you can go visit that. They are so cute. She has on her Instagram, she has some pictures of like the very earthy tones, like a pale earthy tone solid color pumpkin as well. Very cute. So go check that out if you want this design. But I was going to make these with the contrasting white color. So all of these that I got, or some of them that I got, I'm going to do that with. So that one, love it. I cannot wait to see how that works up. Just the, you know, it's got the mainly yellow, orange, red. So beautiful. All right, and then this one. So this is Loops and Threads in the color. What's the color? Color Autumn. Get the good side. So pretty. Don't you love all those rich colors? Autumn. Perfect name for that. So Loops and Threads. This is a medium 4-weight. Wants you to use a 6mm hook. Let's see what the other one is. This one is a 5-weight, and they also want you to use a 6mm on this one. And then I have another one of these. It's Loops and Threads Facets Acrylic. And this one is called Flame. Oh, it's pretty. Goodness. Love it. This one, I don't know if I'll use with the pumpkins or if I'll do another fall decoration. Maybe I'll do a whole solid of this one, like all this color, instead of mixing it with white. So this one is a Karen smash cake in the color Caramel Crunch. Oh, I love it. Ah, this is like my favorite. They're all my favorite. Oh my goodness, I love all of them so much. That's why I had to get them. All right, so that was all for Michael's. And then Hobby Lobby, this one I want to do something with a blanket with squares, and I feel like I want these colors to be like the center, and then I'm going to do like white, like a bright white around that, and then maybe a green, like a fall green color or whatever goes with this. So I think this is going to be the center. I love it. Oh my goodness. You guys, this is like my favorite. See, I would put, they're all my favorite. These are all my favorite colors, and it makes me so happy to look at. But all right, this one I would have given some type of a fall name, but it's called Citrus Punch. Right? Citrus Punch. It's so pretty. Oh, that orange. Love. Okay, so I have that one. And I think I want to put this one with it. My husband was shopping with me, and I asked him if they went together. He said yes. So we're going to put them together. Oh, yes. I love it. All right, so this one is called Autumn Stripe. I love it. I approve of this name. I feel like this one should have been like leaves, like something like fall leaves or something. It's got all the good colors. Beautiful. So I got 2 of each of those. I think I'll only use 1 of each for the blanket I'm thinking about doing, but just in case, I thought I'd get another one. So Hobby Lobby does a 30% off discount every other week, and I picked these out last week, and it was not their sale. So I had to remember to go back this week. So I did that. When you guys are watching this on Monday, it'll be their non-week sale, but just check their app. It shows on there. Just check their discounts. All right, so those are the designs and the yarn that I had. I have one more thing I wanted to share with you, and that is I love to find new channels, or channels that are new to me. Not they're not new, they've been around for a while, but when they're new to me, I love to share them because I feel like they have really great content. When I come across a good one, I want to make sure that you guys hear about it and I can share it with you. So this is a new one to me, but she's been around for a while. Her name is Kim, and she is at Yarning for a Smile, A Life with Yarn. So she just had a video that I really enjoyed that she just posted, and it is about craft clutter. And she shares some tips and tricks on how to, tidy up your crafting space and your craft supplies and different things like that, like the little wrappers that get stuck around and that you just, we disregard it and just work around it and stuff. I know if I'm really focused on a project, I get everything scattered all over the place. My poor family, because I take over our living room, and then I have this space, and then I have some space in another spot, and I'm just like, they never complain. They're so sweet. But I do take over. When I'm in the zone, I take over a space, and I find myself just chaotically working, and then I wonder why I'm going nuts. And so I take a step back, I tidy up my space, I feel so much better. I feel like I'm able to accomplish more. It's smooth sailing, when you're not surrounded by clutter. And Kim goes over some different tips and tricks on how to keep your crafting space nice and tidy and without a lot of effort. She goes over, it's like a 1 day at a time thing where on day 1, you get rid of 1 item. It could be a wrapper. It could be a skein of yarn that you have had for 10 years and you're never going to use. You can gift that, or you can donate it, or whatever it is that you can do with those items. So day one, you get rid of one thing. Day two, you get rid of two things. And before you know it, you have cleared up your space and you have really like freshened up your crafting area. So she goes over some really nice information on that and goes more into detail. So I definitely recommend her video. I'm going to link that in the description for you to visit as well. But I am so glad that you joined me today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time.